If you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe at any time, and it really helps us out a lot. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. What's going on, guys? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So we're going to do a little bit of reporting on Afghanistan. And, well, it's Independence Day in Afghanistan. As you can see, they're celebrating, well, as of August 19th anyway. And they want to dress their finest dress, head to toe white. I didn't know that was their cool garb. They look crazy. They look like ninja ghost assassin things, especially with our gear, man. They are ready for anything, those guys. But residents are hopeful, actually, that they're going to bring peace. In this report, I'm going to show you the other side of the report. These residents here, they're about 150 miles south of the capital of Kabul. And so, of course, the Taliban has taken over neighboring cities as well. You've seen the chaos in Kabul, but these people here are actually hopeful that it'll bring peace and therefore business and money. They want peace and prosperity, just like everyone in America or anyone in the world. They want peace and prosperity. And so the Taliban are there. Listen, this guy's saying, thank God that the Taliban are here. They have a good system of governance. Business is down these days, but it'll get better if there's peace. But these days, business is not good. So the Taliban have set on August 31st deadline for a complete withdrawal. Some people say Joe Biden set that. He didn't set that. The Taliban set that. Now, most in danger, of course, are the women, because they have gained all these freedoms and now they're going to be totally stripped away. I have a friend who escaped Iran in the 70s, and he told me that back then that the women had, their hair down and they wore blue jeans and drove cars and stuff like that. But then the Ayatollahs came and all that was taken away, and he luckily made it out, bless his heart. So, the women in Afghanistan are now looking at this future, and it's not looking very good. So here's someone who's speaking on what it's like to be fearing these things, and you should hear a little of this.
Taliban, and they, anything can happen with us, anywhere and anyhow. Situation in Afghanistan is more terrible and horrifying. People are afraid of their lives. Women are afraid of their future. We see no future ahead. We see nothing ahead. We see no resistance of at least a political, spatial, and wide promise, at least for our safety, at least for our resistance. They promised at the starting, especially Taliban, they promised that they will not hurt people. But I was the first one who they started looting her house. I was the first one who started searching me, who really right now is still afraid of her life, her family's life. So yeah, in Afghanistan, things are not going normal. International community abandoned us, and I wish I could had some good things to talk about. I'm fully not able to anyhow at least give a positive word ongoing situation.
Right now, Zarifa, I'd like to ask you, there are currently two narratives that we are seeing being peddled from Afghanistan. Now, what is your assessment? There is, of course, the narrative that streets are calm, people are looking forward to doing more business. That's what traders in Kabul are saying, that they're looking forward to coming out of corruption and being able to make more money, more jobs. And of course, we hardly see any women on the streets of Kabul. So give us your assessment of the true situation in the capital of Afghanistan as of now.
Do you know, I'm a member of a WhatsApp group. There are a big amount of women. Today morning when I woke up, I saw a message. A woman was beaten up by a normal citizen of the country living in Kabul city. They started beating a woman walking in a street, and when the woman was arguing, they told them that it's not democratic, independent republic government to defend you. It's Taliban. Things are going well in Afghanistan. How anybody can think of it? We are not safe, man. We are in a very big problem. Our rights have been abandoned. We are there is nothing. The economical situation, the social situation, political, everything got missed. Do you know why people are like, a big amount of people are there in the gates of airport, and
Right.
they are facing threats. They are facing the worst time with the Taliban and gunfires and everything, but still they're trying enter the airport, and they have been like, we had so bad newses of falling down of people from planes, from the parts of planes.
Absolutely.
So it is a biggest sign of the war situation of Afghanistan, and I think it's enough to talk like about, to see or to at least know what's going on.
Right, Zarif.
Oh, Jesus, please help these people, I pray. Get them out of there. So, the creepy part about this is now Joe Biden has dropped the ball to the level where the G7 members, that's basically the world leaders, are turning to President Putin for help. With the Taliban now in power, the big powers are going to converge onto this area, of course. China, Russia, and Iran. They are looking at this area with great interest now. But it's funny because people like Macron, the leader of France, or the other European leaders, parts of the G7, are asking Putin for help. Because if anyone knows about Afghanistan, it's the Russians. Vladimir Putin knows exactly how to get things done in Afghanistan. He's got lots of experience, let me tell you right now. So, being an ally of the Iranians and having lots of experience in Afghanistan, of course, all the countries now are turning to Vladimir Putin, who's now seems to be leading the world in if you need someone who has influence over the Taliban. They've dealt with these regimes over the centuries. See, people understand that they're going to have to, quote, bring in countries with a potentially moderating influence like Russia and China, however uncomfortable that is. Because the Americans are just, like, gone. I mean, the chaos that's there now, people are going to see opportunity and they're going to swoop in and seize on that, of course. Now, President Putin of Russia said on Friday that the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan showed that it was time for the West to end its irresponsible policy of imposing someone else's outside values from abroad. Still, Mr. Putin pledged to work with the West to normalize the situation in Afghanistan and build good neighborly relations with the country. We know that Afghanistan, we know it well, Mr. Putin said, a reference to the Soviet Union's disastrous war there in the 1980s. We saw how this country is built and how counterproductive it is to try to force unnatural forms of governance and public life upon it. There's the lesson everyone needs to learn. Live and let live, guys. Do not force your ideals on anyone. Do not force your ideals on others. Let them alone and allow everyone to be left alone. And yeah, that goes for you, Democrats. And I guess this is a good viral video from a military aspect because I know some of them are ticked off, so I want to give this guy a chance to speak.
The next 48 hours, America will be in control of most major airports in Afghanistan. Any resistance we meet from the Taliban or otherwise when we seize these airports, will be destroyed completely and without mercy. Any person that interferes with these operations will be killed.
We bring in Jocko Willink, the man you saw there, the man you see this morning. He's a friend of our shows, retired Navy SEAL, recipient of the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, former commander of Navy SEAL Team 3. Good morning to you, Jocko. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ainsley. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I watched the whole thing yesterday on Instagram. Powerful message. Why did you feel the need to do that?
Well, I just felt that no one was making any statements, taking ownership of the situation that was happening. And if there's no one that's actually taking ownership, how's that problem going to get solved?
And if you could sit down with Joe Biden, what else would you say to him? How would you tell him to rescue our Americans that are over there?
Well, listen, the thing is, you can't make excuses, and we've heard a lot of excuses from the president at this point, you know, that this would have happened with any withdrawal plan, or the president of Afghanistan run away, or I was just following through with the deal from the last administration. And all those are just excuses and placing blame on other people. The plan was a failure. Explain what went wrong, take ownership of what went wrong, and then come up with a plan on how to fix it. That's what he needs to do.
What was your reaction when you heard Jen Psaki say that Americans are not stranded over there?
I don't believe it. I mean, there's 10,000 people on the ground. The Taliban's running around. There's ISIS. There's Al-Qaeda operatives. That's not true as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we, Fox and Friends First, Jillian and Carly, they interviewed Fatima, which is she's an American government worker. Her daughter is here in America. She has a hard time talking to her daughter over the phone because her daughter is scared she's not going to make it home. The mom is terrified, and she says she is stranded. Listen to this.
This is a chaos. We are kind of back to square one. People are going to be left here for Taliban again. I am afraid for my life, that I don't know how things are going to go. But I really need our president to really consider this serious. We are in danger. We are in danger, Mr. President. Please help us.
Jocko, that's heartbreaking. It has to be frustrating for our troops here in America that are ready to go, that want to go and rescue these Americans. Are you talking to some of them and hearing that message?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. First of all, yes, it's absolutely sickening to hear that. And second of all, yes, American troops are ready to go and ready to do what is needed to keep those people safe.
And what was your reaction when you heard that the CIA director met face-to-face with the Taliban leader?
I can tell you that this is not progress. This is not progress. We should not negotiate with terrorists. It's not what we do.
I do want to get to the good guys that are there on the ground. We have so many American service members that are doing wonderful things. These images circulated and have been circulating on social media over the last few days. There was an image of our servicemen and women that were feeding or pouring water from water bottles into the mouths of the babes that were there waiting to get on planes and trying to hopefully get out of there and be saved. There are videos of our men and women that are lifting babies over the walls and helping out the adults as well. You guys are heroes. What's your message to them?
Well, seeing soldiers and Marines behave like that is no surprise at all to me. This is how they are trained. This is how they expected to behave. These are the values that they live by. And not to mention, these soldiers and Marines, these are brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and sons and daughters themselves. These warriors that we see, they are human beings as well, and they take their humanity with them onto the battlefield. And their mission there is to help the friendly civilians, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to execute their mission.
Yeah, Jocko, I'm watching them drink this water that's clean, and I was reading this morning, so many of the children are malnourished over there. There's fecal matter that's found in their water, which obviously is not healthy for these children. Why do you serve? Is it to do things like that, to help other people that are innocent?
Well, that's why people in the U.S. military serve, is to try and help people that can't help themselves.
Pretty awesome stuff, guys. Yeah, you know, and another thing that I don't really talk about is the precious minerals. The precious minerals that are in Afghanistan, we're just walked away from all of that, you know, and I'm sure China, who controls so much of things like that already, you know, so many of our even medicines come from China, and we're totally dependent on China, our arch enemy. I don't get it, you know, but, you know, He left $83 billion in equipment to the Taliban. That's 83 billion with a B dollars. They have more Black Hawk attack helicopters than like Australia now. They are a formidable presence now because of what we left behind. You know what President Trump would say and do. He laid it out clearly, really, in his speech earlier. But anyway, that's not really the first time Biden's done something like this. There was, of course, the arming of the Syrian rebels. That was a complete disaster. There was the arming of the Mexican cartels, and they thought they could actually track guns, and all they did was track them to the death of our own guys. That was a total disaster. And there was the pallets of cash sent to Iran. That was unbelievable to say. That was I have no words. When I heard that, I just knew we were in serious trouble had President Trump not been elected. He opened our eyes to so many things, and boy, are we getting our eyes opened this week into how delicate the Middle East is and what a great job Trump did and Kushner did during his time. So, thousands of Americans stranded, and the Democrats are wasting precious time on voting laws so they can rig elections forever. And I guess we can leave it at that. A little funny note on the side, I heard, please somebody help me verify this, I heard a rumor that the Taliban threw away all of the COVID vaccine that they found because they knew that it was some kind of a depopulation program. Try to help me verify that. Leave a comment down below if you've heard anything like that, or if you can share something like that. Also, one last thing. I've seen the left media beating up on Biden pretty hard when it comes to this fiasco. And that really, when I heard Adam Schiff speak badly about Joe Biden, like, oh, there's just no way that they're going to get these people out by August the 31st. I got a chill. I got this feeling that this whole thing has multiple purposes. Not only can they destabilize the Middle East in Afghanistan, a hotspot for terrorism, and taking it back is going to be damn near impossible because they're going to have our own equipment fighting against us forever now. So that is really about the worst thing you could have done. Not only that, but I'm thinking, since Joe Biden is just not doing well anyway, that they've been planning Kamala Harris's entrance into the Oval Office this whole time, and they've been waiting for the perfect screw up to highlight this, and that is why you see even CNN and MSNBC calling this a disaster, a fiasco, a really horrible, horrible move by the president. And I think this is all leading to something much more nefarious and much bigger overall. Give us a like if you agree. Give us a like down below. Subscribe, ring the bell. Please share, share, share. YouTube's not going to share this. Nobody is, unless you do. And I really appreciate you being here. Peace out.